And we're back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dark Phoenix Gaming, and you are watching Stellaris with the Unified Solar Republic. So, last time we introduced the series, for the most part, and today we're finally going to get started. Though, I will tell you, just so you're aware of this sort of thing, despite the fact that I do a lot of RP stuff, there's not going to be much role-playing in this series, because I'm generally just playing this to try out a new playstyle more than anything. Stellaris, there's not really much in the way of role-playing you can do. I'll be doing that for my Empire's motivations a little bit. And I just have a very generic backstory in the sense that after we got basically you had World War III, then you had the entire world unified under one government, and they were just very, very sick and tired of war, and made it a policy to eliminate war as much as possible, but they thought there were aliens and they might want to kill or enslave us, so we had to keep some military around. That's the reason for the pacifism, and isolationism is just, there's sort of a general belief that the rest of the galaxy was likely to be quite hostile, so we want nothing to do with that. And I should explain something here regarding our leader. I think I brought this up in the intro, but I just want to clarify that despite the rulership type of dictatorship, we're actually not a dictator. The Unified Solar Republic is a democracy. It's just that its president, who we do have the president titled the Ground Protector, they serve for life after they're elected. That's the only difference, really, is it's a life term for the elections and everything. Anyways, that's enough of the basic background lore stuff. Let's get started. And the first thing we need to do is set our research options. So first thing I'm going to get is level 2 armor. Then genome mapping for more pop speed growth. And our third one's going to be global energy management, because I want capacity subsidies. And if we don't necessarily end up needing it, being able to boost how much energy we're making just by turning on an edict is very handy. Next order of business, our science ship, and I'm not going to be renaming everything because I'm very lazy about stuff like that. The science ship can go off and start doing a few system surveys. There. And because I want to do system surveys a little faster also, I'm gonna create a second science ship. And recruit another scientist to go on it when we get them. And what do you know? We have one of the scientists with more survey speed. But we also don't have any unity yet, so I'll have to wait a couple of months to hire them. Oh well. In the meantime, construction ship. We don't have the minerals to build our mining station, so I'll build research stations instead to buff our tech. If we go over to Earth, you can see that we have some decent population growth, about 5.8. And we don't have any new jobs, but nor do we have any unemployed right now. Once that starts changing, I'll build a building or sector to give them a job, but for the moment I'm not going to do that early. Plus, that requires minerals, and we just spent them all on research outposts. In any case, that's really all the preparation stuff we have to do here. I'm gonna kick us up to fast speed for the moment, though. Just because. And we immediately discover an archaeology site in our home system. Concerning this backstory thing with our origin. A string of strange anomaly readings is emanating from the surface of Luna. We need to launch a surface excursion to find out more. When I get my second scientist, I'll do that, but yeah. Luna is the moon, by the way. Most science fiction tends to change the moon to Luna, and that's the case here as well. Contact report, remnants. The administration on Earth received the report on the alien remnants with some apprehension. The livings in question are now widely considered to be definitive proof of unknown forces having been active in the galaxy, though some prominent human thinkers reject this in favor of identifying the traces as freak geological formations or the results of curious natural phenomena. Quite remarkable. First contact protocols. A recent encounter with alien life forms has reignited and made suddenly more urgent the old debate on how we should approach contacting any potentially intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate taking hostile preemptive action against them, others advise caution, pointing out that it would be wise to learn more about the aliens' capabilities before we risk antagonizing them. Now, normally we would have options here, and this would let us set our first contact protocols. However, because of the civics we've set, specifically I think it's one of the two. That's right. It's either because we're pacifists or because of the inward perfection thing, but we are severely limited in how we can interact with first. That's a lot of diplomatic things. Generally, our policy is we just want to be left alone, don't bother us. So we're pulling a Switzerland on the galaxy, essentially. And because of all of this, when it comes to first contact, we can only choose the cautious approach. So we can't attack neutral entities. Other nations will find it harder to establish communications with us, and negative first contact events are less likely. Which, basically, if we're the target of an attempted first contact, the ones doing it will find it harder, is the long out of that, and there's some limitations on where we can interact. We can't, for instance, attempt to invade and occupy uncontacted entities or attack their ships or anything.
Construction complete.
And there's our research outpost done. We're getting some survey work done in Alpha Centauri. Like I said, the early game tends to be a little bit slow, so you'll have to bear with it while things get up and running there. And our second science ship is now done. So we can get a new scientist. And I want this more survey speed scientist, I think. So I originally had this science ship because I wanted them to go off and survey things, but for now I think we want to excavate this mysterious site that we found on the moon. But for now, I'm gonna kick us down to slow for a second while I explain how the archaeology system works in Stellaris, for anyone who's not aware. This is a very easy one, and we won't have any difficulties. It's difficulty 1, we're skill level 1. Basically, you see how it's ticking down through the excavation phase? And that percentage chance is how likely we are to succeed at hitting the next phase. While it's at 0, we can't reach the next phase. What we can do is find clues that make it more likely we'll reach the next phase. And this is sort of similar to how sieges work in Imperator Rome and EU4, in that at first you have absolutely no chance of success, and it will slowly tick up your odds from like -50 to where you actually have a chance of rolling a successful siege die over time. With this, we will slowly accumulate 8 clues, and based on the difficulty, the skill of the scientist doing it, and our number of clues, that will over time increase the odds of us rolling a success and moving to the next phase or chapter of the excavation. Right now, we have a 0% chance of a breakthrough, which if we get a breakthrough, that moves us to the next chapter. So right now, all we can do is get clues or not get clues. There is actually, as you see, there are 40% chance of us just not getting any clues if we roll a 5 or less. a 50% chance of us getting 1 clue, and we actually have a 10% chance of getting 2 clues, which would boost our chances a bunch, but it's not very likely. And unfortunately, the chance of us actually finishing the chapter is -20, meaning it will never happen. And that adds another clue, which moves our chance down to -10. It needs to be above 0% for it to be possible for us to succeed at the roll and move on to the next phase. But now, we have also unlocked traditions, which has changed since they were first introduced in Stellaris quite a bit. They no longer start you out with all the defaults. You start out with your traditions empty. One thing, a bunch of them are different. And you can actually set which ones you want to have, so you're not just obligated to pick them all. Well, you actually choose which ones you want to have, and have to make a choice of 8 of them, which is really nice. And this early on in the game, even after this change, I still feel like expansion is the best choice. Because we want to be able to grab a bunch of territory really early. I feel like this is a good choice. It's expansion for the early game stuff. So we'll get that. That will take that colony development speed. We're going to try to rush for colonization fever, because that gives us the benefit of each new colony starting with 2 pops rather than 1. Quite beneficial. And no need to do more explaining right now, so I'll kick us back up to fast speed. And with that survey, we have a size 16 potential colony over in Alpha Centauri now. We have a lot of minerals too. I'm gonna build a couple of mining stations over in Sol to take advantage of those resources.
Anomaly discovered.
Oh, we found an anomaly. If you don't get the joke there, I had a streaming series I did way back where I was always mispronouncing anomaly as anomaly, so that's sort of become a running internal joke with me by now, is what that's all about. But yeah. Proxima Centauri B's peculiar orbit around its red dwarf star renders the planet tidally locked and potentially worthy of further investigation. Okay then, go poke it. And I forgot to build more planets, and we have an unemployed pop on Earth. Well done, me. Already screwing this up. Let's see here. I would like to build research labs, but those take consumer goods to upkeep, and that will put us into the negative for consumer goods. So what I'm going to build is civilian industries, so we can have more consumer goods and therefore have more research labs and research faster. After all, if we're going to be isolationists and tell the rest of the galaxy to screw off, then we need to have advanced enough tech to back up our guns in case they're feeling dumb enough to try something. Okay. I'm sorry, what? apparently we mysteriously don't have the funds to do this next construction, because I spent everything on that factory over there, right? For more civilian industries. Yeah. I spent it on civilian industries, so we don't have the additional resources. Oh well. I can do those minerals later. For now, we will send that ship off to Alpha Centauri because I want to claim that system basically as soon as we can. And that anomaly on Proxima Centauri B is finished up. For as long as we humans have been able to look to the stars for new homes, Proxima Centauri B has been a naive dream, a place we would look to with optimism, a new home. Sadly, as our telescopes got better, we realized the planet would probably be a tidally locked frozen hellscape, theory which we have confirmed today. There is hope, however. This world has all the building blocks necessary for a habitable planet. It might just need a slight push. Thank you for inspiring us, Proxima Centauri B, and that gives us a bunch of unity, and Proxima Centauri B gets the terraforming candidate modifier. So once we've researched climate restoration technology, we'll be able to terraform the planet into a habitable world. Right now it's just a barren rock. It'll have 30% less districts, but we're going to be able to terraform it eventually. Speaking of, we can now grab up colonization fever or extra pops. And that will mean eventually, in the long term, I'll be able to have 2 colonies in the Alpha Centauri system.
System surveyed.
Oh, speak of the devil. We finished now. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That was a misclick. Oh well. You guys can do that, and we'll add more to it later. Now, our construction ship. I want an outpost here. Our first colony will be in the Alpha Centauri system. And this right here, the Fautera system, is our next exploration. My scientist has gained a level. And luckily for him, has not gained arrested development. That's a completed starbase. Alpha Centauri is ours. The system, at least. I'm a little bit short on consumer goods to make that include the planet. So we'll have to wait a bit. Let's put down a mining station there to exploit that energy that we found. And we found a new archaeology site in this new system. It's not in our territory yet, so we cannot yet exploit it. Speaking of archaeology sites, we're now up to a 50% chance of a breakthrough on the one in our home system. So, that will happen eventually, but...
Anomaly discovered.
And we found an anomaly again. The atmospheric patterns of Fautera 2 are highly atypical for a gas giant of moderate size. Go poke it then. After all, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, another ability to have traditions. Let's see, what do we want? Pop growth speed or starbase influence cost I'll go for first, I think. Even though we're spreading ourselves out a little bit. That one's nice because it costs influence to claim every system. So reducing that cost, even if it's just by a little bit, will let us expand that tiny little bit faster. And now we can colonize Alpha Centauri. And that anomaly is finished. Assumed was an abnormally small gas giant is in fact not. Neath a deceptive cover of thick dust swirling in the upper atmosphere lies a regular planet. A barren planet, but a planet nonetheless. This has proven quite embarrassing to the astronomical community on Earth. That's rather remarkable, though, that we can mistake a gas giant, a non-gas giant, rather, for a gas giant. And it would appear we have made progress. So on this little archaeological excavation of ours, a base of operations has been set up on the surface of the moon. Several teams are now en route to the various anomaly sites that our scanners picked up. The significance of this mystery is simply unparalleled. The scientific community is absolutely buzzing with theories and anticipation over what will be uncovered by the excursion teams. We find 5 minor artifacts and ex gravitas. That adds 1 clue. And we're on to the next stage. So that science ship is going to be at it for a while, so don't expect us to be checking out the other directions anytime soon. But now, we can claim for ourselves this planet in Alpha Centauri. It's going to be most of our consumer goods, but we're making a good chunk of them now, even if we had to lose a bunch of mineral income to do it. Let's see, what do we want to call this place? I'm just hitting the randomize button because I am terrible with names. Albion, I like that name. Plus a little bit of a Fable callback is pretty cool too. That is a very nice name, I think.
Construction complete.
And there's our latest outpost done. Like I said, we're going to want to grab as much early territory as we can. For the simple reason that, well, we can't expand through war. We won't be able to declare war on people in order to take their territory, so we need to do as much peaceful expansion as we can. I think we might be able to claim systems if someone declares war on us, though. I'm not sure. I haven't actually done one of these pacifist runs before. So this is a new experience for me.
System surveyed.
As well as it will be for you. You guys, most likely. In the sense of me doing it, I mean. You folks might have experience in pacifism, who knows? If you do, then I welcome you to let me know. toxic terraforming candidate has been discovered. A detailed survey of Barnard's Star 4 has revealed that, though it is currently unsuitable to life due to the noxious gases, it is capable of sustaining a breathable atmosphere. Through a concerted effort, we may be able to break the planet's toxins down into less lethal components. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the means to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. And if we choose the Detox Ascension perk, then we can terraform this planet. I'm not familiar with that one. That must be a new addition, because it wasn't in Stellaris the last time I did a complete playthrough. I'm certain of that. Anyways, we'll nab another system. And our colony ship is about to touch down. Also, we've made some progress in this archaeology. Most excursion teams have reached their destinations and reported back. Artifacts buried in the ground have been uncovered. Head scientist Rodmila Kuzina describes them as highly accurate galactic laser pointers, chip machines that are emitting a strong light ultraviolet beam out into space for purposes unknown. The bittersweet discovery, the profound, exhilarating importance of alien artifacts countered by their seemingly arbitrary purpose. Well, keep going. That obviously can't be it. So we find one more minor artifact and move to the next stage. Now our science ship can finish up in Barnard's Star.
System surveyed.
We have enough to do another tradition. Let's see. I think Starbase upkeep would be a good one. Minus 20%, because I haven't had much occasion to look at this yet. Probably because we're so small, but we do actually have to pay a small amount of energy credits in upkeep.
Colonization initiated.
For each starbase. So that will enable us to do so without real problems. Now, our first colony is getting up and running. Nice. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta, one of the several continents that can be found on Albion. This temperate forested region will serve as an ideal first landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement. Its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first human city on an alien world. Great day for the unified Solar Republic. We get about 300 engineering research for that. Nifty.
Construction complete.
And yeah, these systems don't have a whole lot in them, but it'll get us access to ones further down the line. The most important of which right now is Sirius. And all my scientists doing the general research have now leveled up. Yeah, Sirius, which has another planet we can colonize in it. And I'm going to do that as soon as I can, I think. Now, Earth has space for some mining districts, so that could be where our next few people are employed, digging up some minerals that we're going to need, because we're only making about 15 a month of those right now. Archaeology site has made some more progress. Despite our best efforts, the excavation and analysis of the alien indicators on the surface have failed to deliver any relevant result. The archaeological teams have calculated and followed the paths the alien signal beams, but nothing is being pointed at other than empty space. Our scientist has requested more time, convinced that something has been missed by the science teams. Very well, continue. Get more clues and a minor artifact. But yeah, that last one was basically a dead end. We discovered nothing of relevance. And we've reached the point now where the default amount of chance for success is much higher, because it's only 0% rather than -40 or -30 as it was at the very start, as we're actually accumulating clues by default. Now, we need to check out the Sirius system so we can colonize it. 2 colonies in short order. Nice.
Construction complete.
So you can immediately move on and camp in Sirius for now? Because thanks to that having a colonized world, we want to settle it as fast as we can. Honestly, us being out on the fringes of the galaxy like this might be a little bit of a boon, because we'll have a very good chance of successfully getting people to leave us alone. Equipment malfunction is what we get next. The expedition on Luna has reported delays caused by an unlikely series of equipment malfunctions. Work has been halted momentarily until replacements can be acquired. It's unfortunate, and that causes us to lose 3 clues, meaning we're back to square one with minus 20% chance of success being the default. I'm not sure if that's guaranteed to happen there, or if we just had a bad roll on the outcome. I'm thinking the latter is probably more likely, though. It just seems far more plausible than the alternatives.
System surveyed.
We have found in Sirius, with this planet of Sirius 4, another toxic terraforming candidate. So I think we want that detox ascension perk. Getting the ability to terraform worlds would be very nice. Speaking of, build me another starbase so I can colonize Sirius 3, would you? Polystea system here.
Construction complete.
That's where we'll go next. Yeah, Sirius has built itself one of those. And the Halo fanboy in me demands that I do this. Sorry.
Anomaly discovered.
There is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. Interesting. Have a look. I want to know about the mysterious writing on the surface of a planet. Now, I personally already know what that writing is, but from a narrative perspective, our scientists and leaders would have no fucking clue. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Polystea 6A. The massive script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Fascinating. And that adds some society research to the moon. So we'll probably be building an outpost there for that society research eventually.
Anomaly discovered.
Another anomaly? Okay, we're finding a lot of these. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Well, only one way to find out. Poke it.
Technology researched.
Our technology for faster pop speed growth has been researched. So we could either get more food from farmers, and star-based constructions, or gene clinics to convert consumer goods into amenities, pop growth speed, planet habitability, or the ability to remove dense jungles. Let's see. So that's one dense jungle. Now, we have 2 dense jungles on these planets, so that's an option, but right now I think we more want to grow our population fast than anything, so I'm gonna research gene clinics. That's gonna be our next thing. We've got our colony ship heading out, and the Albion colony is nearly finished also. You can also do more in the expansion tree, and I'm going for more pop growth speed. And pops are basically the engine that runs our entire economy. Pops are everything that actually matters, so we are going to get more of them faster, I think. Even if we end up having to rejig things like consumer goods and food a whole bunch, we don't really need more of either at the moment. But we found an ancient life pod here. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Polystea 4. It's covered in scorch marks, presumably from when the pod's mothership exploded, and preliminary scans suggest it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the ISS Grissom managed to open the pod, revealing the withered remains of a reptilian alien clad in a resplendent uniform. Lodged in one of its claws was a small picture of another individual from the same race, possibly a mate or revered leader. Interesting. Get some society research out of that, so
Planet colonized.
For that, I think. And we've now established our Alpha Centauri colony for realsies. about another month until our next colony ship finishes, and we found another toxic terraforming candidate, so I think it's a given at this point we're going for the Detox Ascension perk. That goes without saying, I think. There we have it. Our colony ship for the next colony we're going to be building has finished. And I don't think we'll be claiming this system right now. We're the only one who has hyperlane access to it, so I don't need to worry about potentially another empire grabbing it. That archaeological site in our empire appears to have finished what we were working on before. Gravitas. Breakthrough. The study of the surface revealed that the moon was hit eons ago by a small asteroid. The impact was not enough to obliterate it, but did nudge it a fraction out of its original orbit. By analyzing the impact, the scientists managed to calculate the moon's initial position and rotation. Use that data to rewind the alien indicators to their original position. And there it was. The alien indicator beams suddenly began converging on another planet in the system. Do we get minerals for that? A few of them. Now, what happens now? What happens now is at an excavation site on Mercury. The previously discovered alien indicators are pointing at this planet, and we should go down on the surface and investigate further. Yes, get your butt over to Mercury now, please. Drop ourselves to normal speed for the moment.
Technology researched.
Now, our better armor is finished researching. So I'm going to get geothermal fracking. Our mineral output is not great right now. Being able to get more of it from miners and everything would be handy. Very much so.
Colonization initiated. Anomaly discovered.
Yes, a colony on Reach has started to be established. And an anomaly. Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. Small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for this to be a natural occurrence. Then poke it. That is your job, after all. We hired you to poke things. Do your job. And with that, I think I'm gonna end this episode here. We've managed to carve out a small slice of territory, and we're not doing bad for our early start. We have our first colony, and we're working on our second. And we've already got 5 systems under our control in only 8 years. So I think we're doing good. In any case, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you then, folks. See you then.